Hi everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I already did this video. This is so unreal that this happened. I was literally giving a first impressions video. Filmed the whole thing, filmed the audio. The audio sounded great. Did I actually press record on the camera? Nope. So I wanted to give you a first impressions review of my Laban Rosa. I had mentioned that I'm going to be doing a bit, there's going to be a lot of fountain pen content coming to this channel soon. And that's because this is the first out of 5 pens that I have recently purchased. So as they start coming in, I'm going to start filming my experiences with them and do my review of them. But this video is going to be maybe more of an abbreviated version of what I have just filmed because I've already done all the things. I've already done the first impression, but I do want to show you, show this pen off. It's a new pen day on the channel, my very first new pen day. Can you believe it? And yeah, I'm very excited to have this in my collection. So I'm going to repeat this because it bears repeating. But presentation matters to me, and this box like knocks it out of the park. Presentation definitely matters. So let's get that out of the way, and let's go ahead and put my pen there. I'm going to take a sip of some Starbucks. It's 9:30 at night. Is it 9:30 later than that? What time is it? 9:30. Oh, look at that. It's 9:30 at night, and yep, I'm going to have some because that's just the day that I've had. Yes, I have already inked this up, but this is my very first Laban pen. This is the Laban Rosa. The color is lilac. I purchased this from Atlas Stationers. And I've got a link down below for you if you want to click through and go to Atlas Stationers. I actually do have an affiliate code with them. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Don't want to spend too much time harping on that. But so as I was like inking up this pen and feeling this pen first off, for the first impression, this looks great. I've actually had this in my possession for 2 days now, and this is the very first time that I inked it up. I was honestly, I was saving it for that video that didn't actually record. Oh no. So I have inked this up just now, and I want to show you that it takes, there's one, and like basically 1.5 turns to open up the cap. I did get this in a fine nib, steel. I believe this is Jowo number 6 nib. I could be wrong, but I've watched so many pen videos lately, but I believe this one uses Jowo. And then the nib. Now I will say, like, my first impressions of filling up this cartridge converter, filling up this converter, is this one was very, very easy to twist. And I appreciate that. These are the kinds of small details I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm supposed to be reviewing when I'm reviewing a pen, but the ease of filling this up, it just twisted so easy. There are so many converters out there that I have filled up that just like are such a pain. Such a pain. I'm looking at you, Lamy, and I'm looking at you, Pilot Con 40. So this one was so easy in comparison to those other converters to fill up. So I appreciate that. The other thing is right here, this is metal to attach to your pen body. So I liked that bit of attention to detail as well. Now, I spent a majority of my time writing with this pen unposted, and I think that's going to be my plan for this pen. I did try it posted, and it was a little back heavy for me. I post things like the Lamy Safari, I post things like my TWSBI Eco, and they don't tend to like give me any kind of hand fatigue, so I'm not like opposed to big long pens. But this one does feel a little bit back heavy, so I envision myself writing with this unposted. Now, here's the big explanation that if you come to my channel and you're coming to see all of my fountain pen reviews, I am reviewing this from the lens of a left-handed fountain pen user. And my experience using fountain pens, I feel like, is vastly different from the majority of users who are right-handed. And that's because fountain pens, and just like the world in general, was designed for people who are right-handed. And that includes fountain pens. So while I use these items, sometimes my grip, like when I'm writing with just like regular writing instruments, like my Lamy, or not my Lamy, wow. This is my Zebra Sarasa Dry. So my grip looks like this. I have it resting on the middle finger, and I'm just kind of, and I write across, okay? I can't write that way with every fountain pen. And I don't know if many of y'all knew that. When we write, we are pushing ink across the page instead of a right-handed fountain pen user who is pulling the ink across the page. And the nib feeds were designed for the ink to be pulled across the page and not pushed across the page. So I have to adjust my angle and my grip all the time when I am writing with a fountain pen. And this pen is honestly no exception. So typically when I write, and lefties, you'll know all about this. There's traditionally 3 ways that a lefty will write. It's either a side write, which is me. I'm a side writer. And then that gives you kind of like that telltale smear on the back of your hand. There's also the overwrite, where you're hooking over the page, and it gives the illusion to your pen that you're writing right-handed, because at this angle you're pulling the ink across the page, and less chance of a smear. If you see any kind of pictures of President Barack Obama, he wrote with an overwrite. So that's just an example of that. Then there's also the underwrite, which is this way. So you're writing underneath your line of text. The ideal way to train my hand for fountain pen should be the underwrite. It should be this way, but I am abysmal at underwriting, and when I write that way, it looks like a 5th grader wrote it. I traditionally write side writing, but I have found with fountain pens, I can get less smearing issues and a better angle on the pen because of that ink flow issue when I'm doing the overwrite. Okay, so that had a big impact on my first impressions with this fountain pen. Okay, now the other thing that I encounter a lot with just pens in general, just in my life, because sometimes I'm writing like with an over grip and I'm gripping the pen to death. Well, as everyone knows, lefty loosey. Sometimes I'm actually like inadvertently unscrewing the whole body of the pen. So I did find myself doing that with this pen from time to time because I was kind of like rotating the grip of my pen quite a bit. This does have a great grip section though. When I have good grip sections, the chance of me doing that with the fountain pen, it reduces. But I did find myself, because this one unscrews right there, I have to be very, very careful of where I'm gripping and to not do, my lefty-loosey death grip on the pen. Set that off to the side for now. I wanted to show you, I have 3 notebooks that I will traditionally use when I am testing out fountain pens. So this first one, this is a pocket Leuchtturm, and I always test in a pocket Leuchtturm because I use Leuchtturm paper for work. So this notebook is like super sloppy, me just testing out new pens, new inks, etc. I always want to test it out in a Leuchtturm because for over 10 years I've used one for work. So I just want to make sure that, whatever I'm going to work with works well in what I bring to work. Okay, so I want to try and do this for you again live. So this was my first time writing with the Laban. You can see here, this was the first time putting the pen to the paper. I did not have a great angle on it. Then I go here, great angle on the pen, and then this was just like the writing samples of me moving the pen around. So I want to show that to you and just kind of walk you through what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I'm just going to start on a new page. Okay, so for me, to get the ink to even come out of a fountain pen, I have to do an overwrite. So oftentimes I'll try and pull the ink out this way. What are we doing? Quick brown fox. Jumps over the lazy dog. So that was with an overwrite and with a fine nib. I think this might be a pen that, because I'm having to like adjust my hand so much with each word, the quick brown fox over the lazy dog. I kind of lost a bit of that ink flow right there. Okay, so when I'm pulling the ink down, I have found this Laban pen. Oh, wonderful, wonderful ink flow. I'm going side to side, or that side. Let's try that side. Wonderful. Let's push it up. Yeah, not bad. But did you see how my grip changed to doing the underwrite instead of the overwrite? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a different world out there as a left-handed fountain pen user. But this pen looks great when I'm underwriting. So if you're lefties out there and you can underwrite without looking like your writing's coming from elementary school, that's what I would recommend for this particular nib. It seems to like that a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Okay, then let me just show you. Okay, so I'm gonna go overwrite. Just show you the different angles of my hand. Now I'm gonna do side right. And let's do underwrite. See that ink flow? Wow. But see that handwriting? No. Okay. It just cooperates. Wow, I wish I could underwrite. So that's like the main difference in the angles of my hand right there. And I wonder if, so I know this about myself, that like the nib on the pen matters a lot to me. And I tend to gravitate toward a lot of medium nibs. Some broad nibs can be tricky for me, and that's only because of this ink situation on my hand here. Well, this is from filling the bottle. With the bottle, my hand was like all the way in the bottle. But anyways, the angle of my hand and the length of dry time for the ink. This one, well, all right, let's give it a good shot. Let's just, yeah, this one I have to overwrite because otherwise I'm going to smear this to death. If I'm going to have legible writing, by the way. If I'm going to have legible writing. So I can't really go too broad in an ink like this. But I feel like perhaps if I had a broad nib, I could probably get that level of saturation from my ink no matter what angle I'm writing at. This isn't going to be the only Laban pen you see. This just happens to be the one that showed up first. So I do believe that the other Laban pen that I do have coming is going to be in the medium nib. So I just want to show you some of the other writing samples that I tried out. Whenever I'm writing with new inks, I'm always going to use this notebook as well. This is just a Midori B6 Slim notebook. So this was all from overwriting. I managed to get decent readability, but at times the ink flow and I did not agree. But this whole page right here, this was all overwriting. So I can get it to work. I just have to find that right pen and ink combination. I feel like that matters a lot more to me as a left-handed fountain pen user than maybe other people are used to experiencing, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the first thing about writing with my right hand. Okay, and then this one is the Hobonichi notebook, and so I did a lot more with the strokes on this one. These are the pens that I currently have inked. So again, this was all overwriting, and it looks really, really great. This was doing the same thing with overwriting, trying different angles with my hand. Same thing, trying different angles with my hand. And this was also kind of that experiment with underwriting, overwriting, and side writing. And it's just the underwriting gives me the best with this nib. Like this nib, it's like the pen and the ink and the nib don't even have to think about it when I'm writing at that angle. But I have to concentrate very, very hard to get decent underwriting. So there you have it. There are my first initial thoughts, like round 2 of this brand new Laban Rosa. I think the main things I did summarize up here. I think I would like to see how that medium nib from Laban performs once that gets here and see if that makes a difference. Or if I'm really going to have to practice on my underwriting to use this particular pen, because that looked gorgeous. That had no problems. I think this pen was constructed beautifully. It looks beautiful. Again, presentation matters quite a bit to me. This presentation was just knock it out of the park. And I'm really happy to have this in my collection now. So let me know, what do you think of this pen? What do you think of this left-handed pen review? Down in the comment section below. Perhaps you've never seen someone with their left hand be a fountain pen reviewer. It's a different thing altogether. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of the wonderful engagement things that we know that YouTube loves. And you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later. Bye.